I have 5 nominees for match of the night.
Might have 5 as well. I may have even stopped keeping track,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
Less kayfabe.
MJF is going to win this thing.
More chaos.
Tony, I'm sorry that I thought that.
All elite. This is the Elite Heat Podcast. The Elite Heat Podcast. With Tim and Doug.
I am fairly certain that I just watched like 27 hours of wrestling, give or take.
Feels that way, doesn't it?
Dude.
It feels that way.
Dude. I think it was 5, but...
Well, if you count the buy-in, it was 6.
It's 6. Yeah, you're right. It was 6.
Damn close to 6.
All right. Well, on that note, let's dive into Forbidden Door 2026 live from San Jose, which, of course, is Latin for wrestling.
Yeah?
So let's lead off. What's that?
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah, no, that's right. You
Yep.
don't look it up. Just take my word
We
for
have
it.
no way of knowing. No
Yeah.
way.
Look, I'm a mediocre white man. I said it. It must be true. All right.
Absolutely.
So let's dive in with our heat check, and I can do mine very quickly.
Okay.
In my liked it category, everything except for one thing. Every single thing, I liked every single thing on the show. The only thing I'm going to put in the didn't like it category is that the mic didn't work for Mark Briscoe's promo. Look,
Gotcha.
I get it. Things happen. It's nobody's fault. That's the only thing, because we couldn't hear what he said. Everything else, though, I very much enjoyed. This was a show that I came away from it going, God, I love AEW.
Yes. As far as heat check for me, in the like it column, yeah, everything from the beginning of buy-in to the end. The only thing that isn't going to fall in there is it's in the meh category, and it's very picky, but it's how they are currently booking Megan Bayne in Divine Dominion.
That's fair.
And the mic thing, I understand that. I get it. Things happen. I understand. And the only thing I'll put into the meh category, like we've said before, the length of the show.
Yeah, I guess I would put that in my didn't like it as well. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that we've talked about this before. I mean, as you and I are sitting here in the central time zone, it is 12:08 a.m. as we are speaking right now.
Absolutely.
That means in the eastern time zone in New York, the largest city in the country, it's 1:08 a.m.
And the pay-per-view just ended about 10 minutes ago.
I don't think it's even been 10 minutes. I mean, I don't think it took me 10 minutes to pee. So,
man, I don't know how you do.
I may have actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, every time that they do this, where they end at midnight or later Eastern, I always think to myself, how many people bailed out before the main event?
Yeah.
Because my guess is a lot. When you do that on a Sunday night, the analytics that we have for this show tells me that the majority of basically everybody in our audience is between 35 and like 55, give or take. Also known as ages where people have a job.
Yeah.
And they have responsibilities. And I would imagine that mirrors somewhat what the core of AEW's audience is as well.
I mean, I have to be on the air in 9 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to ask people to hang in there until midnight Central, 1 a.m. Eastern. And I'm also going to bring that up because if you are somebody that went, I can't stay up and finish this show, and you're listening to this or watching it on YouTube and you haven't finished it yet, pay attention to the chapters, because I don't want to spoil anything for you, so you can stop listening and watching this when you get to the match you left on, because I imagine there's a lot of people that did that tonight.
I would agree.
Yeah, before the show ended. Okay, so with that, let's run this thing down. Let's start with the pre-show. My main takeaways from the pre-show were that Drilla Moloney dude is impressive from New Japan. I'd never seen him before.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I thought Danny Garcia and Drilla Moloney both looked great, but man, Drilla Moloney, I don't know if I've seen him, but I will watch him some more.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen well, I know I haven't seen him before, but I'm impressed by him. Um, I was very surprised that Sky Blue lost.
I was too.
I think I made the same note about both of these that Garcia's been losing a lot lately. Sky Blue has been losing a lot lately. That
Mhm.
feels like we're going somewhere with that.
I just don't know where, but
I
the
don't
only
either.
caveat I'll put is they both work really well, and they make other people look great,
Mhm.
and they don't look terrible in their losses so far, so we
Mhm.
will see where that's going, but yeah, they've been eating losses on the
Yeah.
regular recently. But
Mhm.
again, I like both those matches. I thought both those matches were really good for the buy-in. I thought they were great.
Yep, I agree. And then it was the only other one was Olympia and Thunder Rosa versus Divine Dominion. My main takeaway from this is exactly what you said of I in my notes I put in all caps now use Divine Dominion.
Yeah, use them. But my biggest beef even there is how they're booking Megan Bayne because she hardly gets any offense in for the team. She eats a lot of shots and they kind of book her to look almost inept and she's not. She is so much better than they're booking her right now. Yes, she got about 2 big offensive moves and they won the match, but I don't understand why every time Megan Bayne comes in, you almost guarantee she's gonna end up on her ass and she's gonna eat a bunch of shots until her partner comes in and saves the day and looks great. So,
Yeah,
that's my biggest beef with that
I
divine
get
union.
that. Yeah, I get that, and I agree with you, especially because Megan Bayne is somebody who should be a legitimate challenger for the world championship.
Yeah.
My thought on it is Lena Kross, I think, is still very green. You
Mhm.
know, she got put into this position because of injury to Penelope Ford. Um, I feel like this is their way of kind of protecting her on TV. Don't make her do too much.
But
She might not be great at selling yet, so
but
have Megan do
yeah.
it. I don't know.
But Lena's doing most of the heavy lifting, you know,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, she is
she
doing
is
I okay. Yeah.
and I think she looks great doing it, like, I
Yeah.
don't think she looks as green as she is. I just don't understand why Megan is looking so weak, but regardless, they won. I thought Thunder Rosa and Olympia looked really good. I will watch them wrestle more. I liked
Yeah.
Olympia a lot. I thought that
Yeah.
was a great opening show.
Yep. I have a suspicion you're not going to see Olympia and Thunder Rosa again. At least not for a
Well,
while.
maybe on ROH,
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
on ROH.
Yeah. So then we got into the main Forbidden Door card, which began and don't ask me how I knew this. It was something about the pause between uh their little intro and the music hitting. There was a pause there, and for some reason in my head I went, Young Bucks.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
how I knew they were gonna be first out, but I did.
Mhm.
But the Bucks Unbound Company, which is an interesting little faction New Japan has going on there, and Skye Team in a three-way tag that I don't think this is just a Forbidden Door match, is the way to put it. There's not stakes
Yep.
attached to this. I don't
Mhm.
think that you can point to it and go, well, it definitely leads to blank. It was just, let's put a bunch of dudes together that you don't get to see together, and it delivered.
Yeah. This is what Forbidden Door is kind of about. You've got people from New Japan, you got people from CMLL, and you've got the Bucks, and I thought all 3 teams looked amazing. I had not seen anyone from Unbound Company. I really liked, I wanna call him Titan, even though I not it's
Teton. Yeah.
Titan, and Shingo. I thought they looked really good. I loved Mystico and Dorada. I thought they
Mhm.
looked great. I mean, this was a great match, and I put right at the beginning, alrighty, possible match of the night.
Yeah, so that's actually something we could do here real quick. I had this thought, and then, of course, it went out of my brain. I have, I believe, 5 nominees for match of the night
I
for this.
I might have 5 as well. I may have even stopped keeping track, to
Yeah.
be honest with you.
So I'll tell you, my 5 nominees are this is a great match. I didn't put it in my running for match of the night, I don't think. Let me look down my rundown here. But ZSJ and Kenny Omega's one.
Yes.
I really liked Shota Umino and Pac. I had them as a match of the night contender.
Okay.
Mercedes and Maya World. steel cage match, and then Ospreay and Strickland. Those were my
Yep.
5 match
The
of the night
only
nominees.
I had the six-way
Mhm,
tag, and
mhm.
I actually had Mox Bandido as
Okay.
possible match of the night, and I kinda stopped keeping tabs on that afterwards, but
I don't blame you.
definitely, Mercedes and Maya, the cage match, and definitely Swerve and Ospreay. So, you know what? I think any of these could have been a match of the night on any other
Yeah.
card. Any other
Yeah,
card.
I think so too. These were all really good. Yeah, this is a good match. The main thing that I think it served to do besides be wildly entertaining was the Bucks win. That obviously is another step on their path to taking on Cage and Copeland for the tag titles, which is I think where this is headed and frankly is I think what we all want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then it was ZSJ and Kenny Omega. I mean,
Dude,
what are we thinking? You think Uncle Dave's gonna give it 6 stars, 7? I think 6. I think it's gonna get a 6-star rating.
it was great. I mean, I this is gonna be a weird recap because there's not much I can say about any of these matches other than they were all
Yeah.
really, really, really good, and this
Yeah.
one lived up. I thought this one lived up to the hype of the best bout machine versus the, best
Best
technical
technical.
wrestler
Yep.
on the planet,
Yep.
and they both showed why, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree. I had lofty expectations for this from the minute they announced it, and I think these guys, at the very least, hit my expectations, if not exceeded them. Um, really good stuff there.
those 2 they
Um,
just knocked it out of the park, and I
yeah.
flat out liked it.
Yeah. Totally agree. Then it was Mox and Bandito. Um, I liked the match. I think you're a little bit higher on it than I am. Um, I found it very interesting
Okay.
that Mox really worked heel here, and the announcers treated him like a heel. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it's weird, and the crowd was definitely behind Bandito.
Mhm.
He was definitely the face in this match with the crowd. So, I don't know if they were playing off the fan reaction or if that's and Mox was kinda healing it up, and I think, you go with what's happening in the ring, but then at the end, you got Mox paying respect to Bandito after the match, which
Yeah.
so Mox is he it's I love this version of Moxley, but it is weird.
Yeah, and I think that's a Death Rider thing in general of I'm not sure where they fall on the spectrum.
Right.
I'm also not sure it matters,
No,
but I'm
I don't
just
think
not
so.
sure.
I don't think so. Because even though when they were going strike for strike, they're booing Mox and cheering for
Yeah.
Bandito, they cheered Mox when he comes out, they cheer him when he
Yeah.
leaves,
Yeah.
so
It was just yeah, what really stuck out to me mostly was that commentary started treating him like a heel,
Gotcha. Right.
going like, "Well, that's just that's who he is. That's your guy. Like, he's a dog," or whatever I don't remember what they
Well,
called him now, but
he is a beast, and he's never
well,
shied away from that.
but it wasn't like that. It wasn't like, "Oh, he's a beast." It was like, "No, it's like he's a piece of shit," you know? That's what they were especially the New Japan guy.
Yeah, okay, I get
Walker or
that. Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
but, like, Excalibur was doing it too, like, they were talking about him like no they were talking about him the way, Jim Ross would talk about heels, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yep, that's fair.
that really stuck out to me that I thought was interesting, and then, I wouldn't expect that this is a heel turn from him.
No.
It just was interesting.
Yeah, it just seems like more Moxley, and they're just
Yeah,
calling him a heel this time.
yeah. So then Shota Umino and Pac, I thought so first of all, like I said, this was a match of the night contender for me. I thought these guys were really, really good together. This is the thing that hung me up in this match. It all happened before the match where they're like, well, Gabe Kidd went and sent a message and let him know, he's not a Death Rider. And Gabe Kidd's like, you're not one of us in the video package. And I'm like, are you one of us, Gabe?
I
Are you a Death Rider?
that was really odd, and I was like, "Huh." I mean, they hired him before his dog brothers came over, so
Huh?
he was running with the Death Riders, but I never thought he was an official Death Rider. Maybe he's in Japan. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing. But and apparently Tony wanted to bring Gabe Kidd over, but once again,
Visa.
visa renewal issues were a problem, and so Gabe couldn't be there. So
Yeah, same thing with Mark Davis and a
Mhm.
couple others. Yeah, I just thought that was very odd because to my knowledge, Gabe Kidd has never been a Death Rider, and now they're talking about him as a Death Rider. But then where does that leave him in context with the dogs? Now, let me be clear. I would actually prefer the dogs be just Connors and Finley. I would prefer it just be the
Same.
two of them.
Yep.
But
Same.
it's sort of like when Cody was no longer part of the elite. Like it just happened.
Yeah.
And we just pretended like, okay, this just everybody pretend like we know what's going on here, I guess. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless Gabe is the one holding down the Death Rider faction in Japan for them. Otherwise, I really don't know.
Yeah, to me it feels like a continuity mistake, but whatever.
A little bit,
It,
but that
but
yeah,
it,
whatever.
yeah, it's nitpicky on something that doesn't really matter because I'm not sure I'm ever going to care about Gabe Kidd. So,
I did find it interesting when they were talking about Umino and
mhm,
how he talks a lot of well, I think it was Excalibur who said he talks a lot, but up until 2 weeks ago when he won the belt, he hasn't been able to back up his talk.
mhm,
And I was like, "Well, you don't hear that very often out of commentary."
nope.
And that was
Commentary was a little spicy tonight, I thought, in a
they
good way.
were. I liked that Walker guy.
I
I
did.
thought he
I
sounded
like
really
him.
good. Mhm.
Yeah.
But I thought Umino looked really good in this match. And I was again, this felt very Forbidden Door. It's like, good, let me see people I haven't seen because I think this dude's great. I
Yep.
like him.
Yeah, speaking of people I haven't seen, then Thekla and Starlight Kid were up. I've never seen Starlight Kid before. I liked what I saw.
Mhm.
Thought it was a fine match.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this is the best Thekla match we've seen since she came to AEW. I really thought this was very good tonight. I think it was one of her best performances tonight, maybe her best. Um, yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. I thought, again, this was a really good match. I agree 100%. Tekla looked great in this match. Her mic skills were on point. Her in-ring
Mhm,
game was the best I think we've seen so far. Starlight Kid was entertaining. I
mhm.
understand why she is getting all the hype that she is. I thought it was in the end, finally you've got Tekla really kind of trying to destroy Stardom, but she took the mask, she spit it in, and then she beat up President Okada with the mask, which I thought was hilarious.
I
It's like,
did too. Yeah, I
dude,
thought
it's
that
a
was funny.
mask, and he's laying there like he got hit with a brick. It's like,
Yeah,
come
I
on.
thought that was yeah, I thought that was very funny. Good stuff
Yeah,
all the way around there.
yeah, great match.
Then, the dogs that we talked about earlier took on Cage and Cope.
Yep.
Um, I mean, good match, I didn't have super high expectations on it. Not that I had low,
Mhm.
but I was like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be entertaining. It was. I thought,
Yeah,
Christian once again just out here doing the best work of his already impressive career. I
yeah,
mean,
and for me, highlight of the match wasn't the match, it was the return of Switchblade.
I think that was everybody's highlight. That
I am
pop was huge for him.
I am so happy Jay White is
Yeah,
back.
me too.
I am so happy, and to see all of the Bang Bang gang there and
Mhm.
Jay White showing up and of course, Jay White gets along he's getting along with Cope.
Yeah.
Christian's, like, getting in his face.
Yep.
Cope's like, "Leave him alone." It was
Yeah.
Christian is doing like you said, his character game right now is unmatched. He's possibly doing, like you said, the best work of his career. It's so consistent and it's so good, but this match was great. I love seeing Switchblade. This is really, really fun.
Yeah, and I loved how they did it of, the lights go out and they didn't hit the music. It was
Uh-huh.
just the spotlight and the 4 guys, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, Bang Bang Gang's gonna interfere," and then all they did was play that little sound at the beginning of Jay's music. They didn't even hit the whole music, just the
Right.
sound, and I was like, "Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant." Loved how they did it.
Yep.
He looked great. I'm with you. I'm very happy he's back. I'm really curious to see where these guys are gonna fit into the current landscape, but, it only makes it better, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
With Jay White
So,
back leading the pack, of those
yeah.
guys, I
Yep.
think you could stick any of them anywhere, and you're gonna do well because they can go all of them can go. All of them look great in the ring. I think they're all doing their best work that they've done in since coming to AEW, and Jay White back does nothing but make me so happy. I was so glad he's finally back. So,
Yep.
yeah, super
Totally
cool.
agree. Totally agree. Okay, then, Mercedes Moné versus Maya World in the Owen women's final.
Mhm.
I gotta tell you, I was really happy that the crowd was super hot for this one. They were great all night, but they
Yes, they
were
were.
red hot at the start of this one, and they
This
kept that going through the whole match, I
this
feel.
match was great, and hats
Mhm.
off to Maya World because
Yes.
she had gear issues from the start,
Mhm.
and they tried and tried and tried. Finally, she just said, "Whatevs," and she powered through this match, even having not great gear issues going on. They were so and possibly before, I wanna say probably before the cage match, 2 of the moves of the night for me were in this match with the sunset bomb into the corner that
Yep.
Mercedes performed, and then the power bomb to the outside on
Yeah.
Mercedes. Oh, man.
Yeah. They tore it down. They were absolutely tremendous. You know, we had said on Wednesday that this had the potential to steal the show. That came really close to stealing the
Yep.
show. They were great,
Yeah.
and I really want them I want AEW to keep this momentum going for Maya World. I'm not saying that, she's automatically the next challenger for whoever wins at All In, but, like, let's get her in the TBS picture. Let's get her and
Yes.
Hyan, her tag partner, in the tag title picture and make that a thing, right?
Mhm.
Because they had already done a good match against Divine Dominion, I believe, on the Double or Nothing pre-show. So
Yes.
let's do something here with this. You've got a good story. You did a tremendous job of building her in a short amount of time.
Mhm.
She just showed you that she can hold up her end, right?
Yeah.
I really hope that they capitalize on this because this was an absolute banger of a match.
Yeah, she showed that she could go toe to toe with Mercedes Moné, and not a lot of folks can say that, and
Mhm.
she looked great doing it, and please, yeah, keep that momentum up. It feels like now we've got a little bit of momentum on the ladies' side, and I love it. So keep it up, keep it going, I'll be in. I'll watch another Mercedes Maya match. That'd be great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, I wanna do a little bit of love here to commentary because, towards the end of the match, they were just all I think there were 4 of them on the desk at that point. All 4 of them were openly rooting for Maya World, and it felt organic. It felt
Yeah.
real. It felt like we're just caught up in the moment, and we love this story as much as you do. Like, you know, Shivani yelling, "Just put your right leg on the rope," and Nigel going, don't tap." Like it everybody here did an amazing job. Well done to
Mhm.
everyone involved. And kudos to the people that shoot it for quickly recognizing Maya World's having a gear issue. We got to watch
Mhm.
our angles in case
Yes.
something happens here. So,
Yes, and they did a great job of shying away and, like, showing Mercedes in the ring by herself when clearly Ref Audrey and Maya were trying to get her gear together outside, but that led to one of my favorite moments in the match where Mercedes started to count 10, and
that was
just
hilarious.
so
That was
fun.
really funny, and good on Mercedes for having the heads up and improv skills to do that
Yep,
in
and
that
then
moment.
not let it reach 10, and then get
Yeah,
out there and then just like,
yeah,
"Screw you, no, we're not doing
yeah.
that."
And
So
what a great job by her to give everybody something to look at while Aubrey and Maya are trying to get the gear fixed. Yeah. Great job. Great job, everybody.
like I said, with the handicap that Maya had and still put
Yep.
on that show,
Yep.
loved it, loved
Yep.
it.
Really good job. Then it was the steel cage match. What'd you think of the round cage?
I liked it a
Yeah, I
lot.
did too. Yeah.
I thought it was good. Plus, it
I
probably
don't
made it easier for them to get it, on and off quicker,
Mhm. Yep.
and I
So
like the
I
fact that they had a lot more room on the outside of the ring. So, yeah,
Mhm.
I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I did too. I also thought it was easier for them to shoot it
Mhm.
because, a lot of the time with a traditional cage, everything is shot through it. So you have this kinda obstructed visual on TV, or the camera guy is, like, right there,
Yeah.
and you always see the camera guy, on the other shots, which they try to avoid, or they're, like, right there, so it's like that camera person or people are in harm's way, you know?
Yeah,
So I thought
exactly.
that was clever. I thought it was very clever of them to do it that way. I hope I want them to keep doing it. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I liked it, and I thought this match was actually better than I thought it was going to be.
Same.
I knew it was gonna be fun, and I knew it was gonna have some interesting moments and spots in it,
Mhm.
and the fact that Lio Rush came busting out of the big bag, I thought was fantastic. I
Mhm.
thought the bits with him in the ring were really good. I thought him wanting to get MJF's ring was fun and entertaining, and I thought Leo looked great. But yeah, that alone I thought was really good. Better than I anticipated, and I really enjoyed this match.
Yep, way more fun than I thought it was gonna be. I would like to know what game they put in the Nintendo before clocking, and I believe it was Okada with it.
Yes.
Um, it was goofy wrestling at its best, in my opinion.
Mhm.
It was a lot of fun. Holy shit, Kevin Knight. When the
Yes.
bag exploded and he took that bump through the table, holy shit, dude.
What that when they showed the replay, that looked even worse than it did the first time.
Yes, it
I was
did.
like, "What the hell?" 'Cause he landed through 2 sets of 2 tables, and the
Yeah.
second set didn't break.
No. Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Um, so super fun match, really enjoyed it. Glad that we're not dragging out the Andrade split. I'm glad he made it clear.
Yeah.
That's a fun shirt.
That
Um,
I will give them $7 if they sell that shirt.
I
I don't
would
know if they
too.
can. Don't know if they
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
but I would love it.
Yep. Really good job all the way around by everybody. Super fun match. Furthered storylines that needed to be furthered. So good, good stuff.
Yeah.
Then, like I said, the Briscoe promo, kind of, because the mic wasn't working. I get it. It
Mhm.
happens. I just would have liked to have heard what he had to say. Um,
Exactly.
but the main takeaway is we're doing it Wednesday, and this is one time where I'm actually glad that they're quote unquote rushing the match and just doing it Wednesday, because I think we pretty well all know this was never going to headline the July pay-per-view in Montreal.
No.
I'm not saying it couldn't, but I think we all knew it wasn't.
Right.
So they can get this out of the way and move on to, let's be honest, it's going to be Kenny. It's going to
Yeah.
be Kenny Omega. Yeah.
And I think this match did a really good job of proving that, yes, even though Jay Briscoe is kind of that fan I'm sorry. That's what I get. I was thinking of the Jay Driller.
To be
My
fair,
apologies, but,
it's late.
it is late. But Mark, I think Mark is a fan favorite, and he's kind of like that sentimental favorite, but he reminded you in this match that, no, he probably should get that title shot. He's good, and he's better than just the weird, redneck kung fu stuff that he does in the comedy spots. He's good, and he should get a title shot, and I love the fact that he hit the Jay Driller onto MJF. Jake Doyle, possibly they kept saying that he was the hero of the MJF team, and I think he was.
Mhm.
He ate the Jay Driller, and he ate
Yep.
the pin, so
Yep.
I really good match, and
Yeah.
again, I don't think it made my match of the night contender, but it did make my, "Oh, way better than I thought it was gonna be" match.
I ended up, so I went into it thinking like, yeah, it's gonna be whatever it is. And I was so impressed by it at the end and found myself enjoying it so much that that's why I put it on my contender list, my
Yeah,
nominee
that's fair.
list, if you
Yeah.
will. Um, it's not my match of the night. but I ended up enjoying it so much that I was like, it's got to be on the list of contenders, you
Yeah.
know?
I feel that 100%. Yeah.
Yep. And then Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay in the men's Owen Hart Cup final. This is my match of the night.
How can it not be? I mean,
I don't know.
I really thought the opening match was going to be my match of the night. It was so fun, it was so good, but this, whew, good lord, it was everything it needed to be. And those two, I don't think they could have given more in the ring. They matched up so well, and just the back and forth and the brutality, and yet the technical aspects of this match. Everything you got everything in this match, and it was exactly what it should have been. It was amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, my main bullet points with it were those guys went absolutely to war. I mean, they hammered each other. And it is, if you're not comfortable with blood and you haven't finished the show yet, I got bad news for you.
Yep.
They more than made up for their not being able to bleed at Double or Nothing. I think, you know, a lot of people I think are probably going to talk and already are talking about specifically Swerve and how much
Ugh.
he bled in the Crimson Mask that he had going there. Here's where I think it's actually going to end up playing in AEW's favor. Do you remember? You probably do because it's a very famous shot. Austin bleeding at Mania 13.
But yeah.
That, I mean, that was like in the intro package for a long time for
Yep.
WW then F. And
Uh-huh.
I've had a theory that ever since then, wrestling companies have been trying to find their version of that shot. AEW got theirs tonight.
It was
They
to the
did.
point I texted you and I was like,
Mhm.
"These guys are bleeding buckets."
Yes, they are.
And it
And
was
I say are because I think they still are as we speak. Like,
it was uncomfortable how much
yeah,
Swerve was bleeding,
yeah,
and how quickly.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, start to finish, this thing is really good. I thought it was the Bayne thing was unexpected and a little
Yeah,
weird to
that
me,
was odd.
but then I had a thought.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
What was that?
well, so do you remember the end of Moxley's run at WWE? You would be forgiven for not.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty forgettable. Vince basically tried to make him be Bane. Like, you can go find it. It's the coat, it's a gas mask instead
That's
of the
right.
Bane mask.
That's right, I do remember that now.
I
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
like, and this might be me overthinking it, but I was like, "Is it is that a reference to it? Like, are we referencing that? I don't know.
You and I
Could
both
just be."
know they never do anything without some kind of meaning
Yeah,
in wrestling.
yeah. I mean, it is entirely possible that Osprey just had the idea and wanted to do it and just liked Bane in that movie. But it just popped into my head of like, is that a reference to that final run that was so bad that Mox hated so much that he left? That
Yeah.
he's like, "I'm not re-signing with you."
I mean, it
Um,
wouldn't shock me because you and I both know that a lot of times some of those inside baseball things, the wink, wink, nudge, nudge things
yeah.
happen with the gear and happen with the little winks and nods to the past with what they're wearing to the ring. And so, yes, there's the obvious DC tie in, but he could have gone with anybody
Mhm.
and he went with Bane. So I don't
Well,
think you're completely wrong with that. Could have been definitely a nod to
yeah.
Mox in his ending of his former run there. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's also a movie that came out 10 years ago?
minimum.
I was to say, maybe longer. So, I mean, if you're trying to do the corporate synergy thing with DC, it would have been, you'd think, a more recent version. But anyway,
Which
anyway,
Swerve came out as.
yep, yeah, he did his Lobo cosplay, which I had texted you, Doug, that if he had come out as Batman, I seriously would have cackled for 10 straight minutes at
Oh
that. I
yeah,
would have just been dying laughing. But
that would have been amazing.
yeah. Anyway, that all aside, the fashion police aside, this was great. I mean, this was just a great match. I don't know what else to say. This was so good.
It was again, they gave you every single thing you needed in
Yeah.
this match, and I mean, my gosh, buckshot blade at the end, thank
Yeah,
you, and
incredible.
then Ospreay using the Tiger Driver for the first time since the Danielson incident,
Mhm. Yep,
so loved it,
yep. I
really
had a
good.
feeling that was coming because it's part of the Mox giving him his edge back sort of
Yep.
thing, which by the way, we didn't even talk about that. I liked the little pre-video that Mox basically narrated. Because man, if you haven't been watching, they got you caught up in like 30 seconds as to what the story is. I liked the Death Riders staying outside of the ring, but cheering him on.
Mhm.
I actually had the thought of like, I kind of don't want them to wrestle anymore. I just want them to be like everybody's motivational group now.
Right, yeah,
Like, oh, this guy's in trouble. We better get out there. Doesn't even
exactly.
matter that we don't work with him. Better get out there. This was great. It was absolutely great. It is the perfect launching point for Osprey. And look, I get it that part of the narrative here was, oh, it's a foregone conclusion that Will's going to win at Wembley. And, oh, but, there are people in the way of that, right? Whether that is now MJF or Kenny Omega. And I think it's going to be Omega. I got bad news for whoever has that belt headed into Wembley. You
Yeah,
are not leaving with it.
I really don't think they are, no.
You are not leaving with that belt.
However,
Uh,
I will say hats off. They did a really, really, really good job tonight of making you go, I mean, Osprey's winning, right?
yeah, and
What?
same thing with Mercedes and Maya World. At
Yeah.
one point in the match, I went, you know what? So like the whole run up to the Mercedes and Maya World thing, like it went from me going, Mercedes is 100% winning to yesterday, I was like, well, I was like 51% sure she's winning. And then by today, I was like, it's 50-50. It's 6-5 and pick them.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
at one point in that match, I was like, you know what? Maybe they just have Mercedes go after the TBS title at All In. And I would have been fine with Maya World and Thekla there. So, and they got me to believe a couple, excuse me, they got me to believe a couple of times. Same thing tonight where I went, I mean, I still think Will's winning, but
exactly. I mean, and Swerve looked so dominant early on,
uh-huh.
which happens, but it's like every time Will started to make that comeback, it got shut down to the point
Yeah.
where you're like, "Oh my god, I don't know. I don't I don't know now."
Yeah.
But and again, that's the whole point of wrestling.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of these things, and they did their job. Top to bottom, here's what's killing me. This was 6 hours of wrestling. We're 37 minutes in. We've ran through the whole show. Why? Because it was so damn good.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
I don't have any real complaints.
No. And they did exactly what they needed to do in terms, again, of furthering the storylines that I think still have juice,
Yeah,
right? Look, if on Wednesday night we're sitting here going, so we're just not doing anything with Maya World, that's gonna suck.
it is.
That's gonna suck. And there's a couple other things, there's a question mark now of what does Swerve do? Again, they only have so much time, but um I think that they did exactly what they needed to do tonight. Great matches, furthered storylines, like I said, that have juice. You know what dawned on me about halfway through the show?
What's that?
You know what has kind of disappeared, thankfully? The Jericho Ciampa stuff.
Yeah,
That wasn't on this show.
no. Did did they do
I
the
know
blow
they
up on Collision,
well, I think
or are
they
they
did
doing
a
it Wednesday?
I think they did a promo, but I don't think they did a match on Collision. I don't know. I didn't watch it as per usual, but I'm just glad they didn't shoehorn that in here because that we would have torn that like we would have torched that, you
That
know.
didn't that didn't deserve a spot on this
No,
show.
no. And so my hope is, yeah, we blow this thing off on Wednesday. That would be fine and move those guys on to other things. But again, I think they have correctly identified. I bring that up because I think they've correctly identified which storylines have legs and which don't
Yeah.
at this point.
Mhm.
And I think they're realizing this Jericho Ciampa thing's not working, so we'll pay it off and then move on,
Yep.
I hope.
Let's at
Uh,
least get it over with and be done with
yeah,
it
yeah,
and move
yeah,
move away, but yeah. The Maya World thing, like you said, I hope
mhm,
momentum stays.
yep,
Swerve clearly, whatever he does is gonna be good. I don't know
yep.
what's next for him, but
I'm gonna say it again, I gotta think Hangman's coming soon.
I do too.
I don't know how you do All In without him. I mean, obviously you can do it, but I'd be pretty shocked if they run All in Wembley without one of their biggest stars. I gotta think Hangman's coming, and I gotta think it's gonna be those 2 because I don't know what else you do with him.
Right.
Swerve, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think clearly if Hangman is coming back, I think he's gonna come back in the Omega MJF match. I could be wrong, but that
I
feels
think it
like
makes
a
sense.
logical spot for him to be in,
Mhm,
and that will set something up for All In, which is
mhm,
great.
yep,
So, yeah. I again, they did everything they needed to do. They furthered some storylines, especially in the cage match. They made some things happen. Really
yep,
liked it.
yep,
This was man, I know other than it being long, I have 0
yeah,
complaints about this
yeah.
show. It's
I
so
mean,
good.
they're
So good.
yeah, their pay-per-views are always good. They just are. Yeah, okay, so we continue our streak of spending less time on a 6-hour pay-per-view than we do on a 2-hour Dynamite. But, again, like you said, when it's just a bunch of great matches, what else is there to say?
Right.
I mean,
I mean, you don't need us to tell you every single move that happened at every single
no.
match and take 4 hours to do it. No. Go
Yeah,
watch it. It
yeah,
was great. It
yeah,
was great.
if you haven't watched it, if you were like, I don't know, get it," because look, the build to Forbidden Door was weak this year, we've talked about that. So I would understand people being like, I don't know,"
We were concerned
especially
about this show.
yeah, yeah, and especially at a time where, we're all watching our money, I get that.
Mhm.
This is worth it. Go get it, it's worth it.
Yep.
This is a really good show. I think Swerve and Ospreay are gonna be in the conversation for match of the year,
Without a
which I
doubt.
think continues their streak of having a match of the year candidate in at least each of the last 3 pay-per-views, possibly more than that. Um, yeah, when they say it's where the best wrestle, man, that's not just a tagline, it really is.
It is. And again, what I love about this version of Forbidden Door is it gave us because if you look at it, the first half really was more Forbidden Door, and the second half really was more AEW storyline things, and they did both really well. I it gave you what what we were because you had mentioned that you were a little concerned about the Forbidden Door aspect because we hadn't
Mhm.
heard about hardly anybody from any other of the companies wrestling. We knew about one of the Stardom people, and I think one person from
We knew
New
ZSJ and we knew
Japan.
Starlight Kid.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah.
I thought they did a really good job of doing what they could with
Mhm.
the people they could get into the country and wrestle, and those matches I thought were legit and amazing, and I think they built it correctly with front loaded the Forbidden Door stuff, the AEW storylines at the end of the show. So good.
Yep.
So good.
Yep. Good job, everybody. So, on that note, we'll see where we go on Wednesday. Will we have a new champion? Probably not, but we
Probably
might.
not. Nope.
What will happen with Maya World? What will happen? Will the women's tag team champions even show up on the show? Probably
No,
not.
I think they're just gonna be on Collision.
I think that's probably right. Yeah. But we'll start the build for Thekla and Mercedes, which I think will be interesting, I'm sure. Where does Kevin Knight fit in all this? What's Andrade going to do next? Like, these are legit interesting angles, and we'll see how they show up on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yep. We
So,
can talk about theories then, otherwise we'd be up way too late talking
but
about
yeah, no, we need to go to bed. I'm tired.
fantasy booking in this
Yeah.
in ways, but yeah. Great show, great pay-per-view, loved it.
Yep. Good job, everybody. All right. Like, share, and subscribe as per usual. Follow us on social media at Elite Heat Pod. Leave ratings, leave reviews. If you like it, if you don't like it, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear from you.
I tell you what, if you want to tell us that we aren't good, leave a 5-star review and then roast us.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
I think that's
that's fine.
fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, but you
Yeah, I
gotta
think
do
it's
the
fair.
5-star review part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna report you as spam or something, but
Thank
anyway,
you.
we're going to bed.
Yes. Night, Tim.
What I was gonna ask, who's the big spoon tonight?
Like it matters.
Yeah. We switch.